What's going on, YouTubers, gamers and hobbyists, and welcome to On the Bench Repeat, the series you put on in the background as you hobby or paint along with me. Now, I am still working on Zombicide, the Angry Neighbours set, because literally these sessions are the only time I get to hobby now. So there is that. I've got things to talk about. Some good and some not so good, but I want to try and stay as positive as I can. These sessions are kind of like my therapy as well, so without further ado, let's head on over to my bench and get some therapy going. Well, here we are on the bench, and it's a mess because it's literally where I dumped everything off last time, or just after I finished. Let's just get my timer going. So working on Zombicide Angry Neighbours. Now I want to get some finished today, and I can do that. And if I just bring over the ones I've got that are finished, all bar two things: blood effects and sealing, and that's it. So on a couple of them, I want to do some blood effects, and then take it from there. Now these are the companions. I'll put these here. Don't want them to all have blood effects. I'm rather chuffed. I've used a combination of conventional paints and contrast paints. But really, you know, any'll do. I don't want my survivors to have blood, except on the Zombivore versions. So I want them to remain clean. So I'm just lining them up so that I can gain some sense of order here. Now, I said at the beginning I've got good stuff and bad stuff to talk about. I'll get the bad stuff out of the way first, because I don't want to have a bad year. I'm determined to make 2020 a good year. But the fact of the matter is, my brother is going in for open heart surgery today, and of course I'm worried about that. So this is going to kind of take my mind off it for hopefully an hour anyway. So yeah, please all wish him well if you wouldn't mind. All the best wishes, you know, I can get, I'll take. So anyway, right, so that's out of the way. So got the bad news out of the way. Well, it's bad news for me because, you know, he's my brother. He is my older brother. He's the eldest of three, actually. There's three of us, and I'm the youngest, so yeah. Well, looking at my survivor, I don't think he's called Adam, I think. I don't think he needs any blood on him. I don't want him to have any blood. So I like him as he is, clean. So he can I'll put him onto the left. Right. As far as the Zombivore version goes, though, I think, well, he's got some blood on. He's got these like shards stuck in his back. I think a bit of blood for the blood god. Down the front. Just a bit, you know. So yeah, it was a bit of a shock actually. He had sort of pains. Can I no. I'm wondering if I could do the toothbrush flick thing, or whether I can be bothered. It's only a board game miniature after all, and we don't want to go nuts with it. Yeah, no, I'll just stick with blobs. I think So yeah, he got taken into hospital because he had chest pains. And obviously, it's it's a big risk factor in people, men that are kind of older. I think I'm in the most dangerous category myself. So yeah, it is very worrying. Right, let's put him there. Yeah. Right, I forget his name, but I can maybe have a little bit blood on there. It's not before version. Can of course have. There we go. Yeah, so I just pray and hope and pray that he pulls through all right. Yeah, my mum's gonna let me know. Obviously, she's worried as well, but and is well, we're all worried. It's a worrying time. But yeah, so if they catch it in time and he pulls through, then that would make it a very good year, as far as I'm concerned. Be a very positive thing. There is another positive I have to talk about. That is, my contract with Asda has been extended for 13 weeks. So pretty much I got 3 months now. It said when I first asked, which was a couple of weeks ago, he said no. They said no. Sorry, there's nothing available here, hours wise. And they have this fish bar, like fresh fish. It's closing down. So they said, well, those people are going to have to come over to the department I'm on. So essentially, because they've been there longer and they're permanent, they would get first refusal, for the job. So I can't, say anything about that because it's only fair, right? But they'll come in, they'll do the job I'm doing. So it takes away the hours that they could have allocated for another permanent member of staff, i.e. me. But those are the breaks. Those are the breaks. But yeah, I am pleased to get another 13 weeks out of it. The only drawback is it won't be the same hours. It'll be, instead of earlies, which is great, by the way, because I finished at 10 o'clock today. I was in bed by 11, showered and sleep. Wake up, fully refreshed, come out here and do this. Got all afternoon. But yeah, so that won't be a thing, but there'll be afternoons. So, but it's better than not having a job, isn't it? I mean, gotta have a job. So it's the way I look at it. I have been applying for jobs. That's got a band around the leg, but just soak that in blood. Go. This one has about. This one can be clean, right? Okay. So they are ready for sealing. Well, once the blood is dried. That said, I can do the ones. I could do the ones that don't have any blood on now, but I'm going to wait until they're all dry because I want to do them all together. Way I'll know where I am then, you know. Yeah, so all happening in my life right now. Gotta have something to worry over, eh? It's a worry. It's hard. I got a friend. I'm gonna see my friend tomorrow. I'm gonna go over, pick him up, bring him back. You know, do you remember the one I said about moved away to start a new life? Moved away to he's in Liverpool, but he's down in Plymouth for the week, so I'm seeing him tomorrow out here, just like old times. He used to come out here usually once a week. Sometimes we have a bit of a gap, but I still have a sip of coffee with it. So planning to talk about there and catch up. And I've got another old school friend who wants to get in touch. That who reached out to me. So I'm in the process of arranging a meetup with him sometime, possibly on Sunday. Maybe. Anyway, enough about that. I need to also know what my Seeker zombies need doing, if anything. Do they need dry brushing? They're going to need blood at some point, so I don't know why I put the brush away. I suppose I was thinking, I don't know what I'm going to do next. That's because that's how unorganised I am. Yeah. Right. He's Julian. So I've got 2 survivors to do. You only get 4 in the set. 2 left to do, and their respective zombivores. So it's just the zombies now. And again, I'm thinking, well, getting bored playing pieces. I think they're good enough as they are. I really do. That's not just me being lazy. I just think they're good enough. I could do some brown highlights onto the coats, I suppose. It all depends. Yes, I think I'll use dirty splatter. There's a highlight. It's from my Zombicide paint set I bought years ago when I got into Zombicide first. Just giving it a bit of a shake, trying to. Yeah, so yeah, lots going on right now. Not much hobby, let's put it that way. It's mostly worrying and working. Yeah, I've applied for a few jobs, trying to better my position, financially better, jobs. So hopefully something can come of those, because if I could get those jobs, we'd be in a lot better position. And I'd be able to sort of plan for the future a bit more, and put back things like for my hobby retirement, not my hobby retirement, my retirement as it were. Not that I'm planning on retiring. Sort of come out of retirement really, but no. Yeah, I'm just going to line his jacket. Yeah, one of the jobs is working for the council, like as a facilities person, like overseeing certain buildings in the city for like functions, and when I say I mean like corporate functions, events, things like that. So that'd be good. I'd be quite like that. Money's quite good. Well, there's one also like working in a camera shop, which sounded really cool. I thought, well, I'd like that. I'd like that. It would suit me. Suit me down to the ground. And you know, I could do more hours of a job like that too. I don't want to see, the thing is, I don't want to push myself too far. I guess I'm scared after what happened with Royal Mail. Don't want to push myself too far in case I get ill again, and it's always a worry with me now. I think it always will be. And you know, I don't really know what to do about that other than to work within my means. You know what I mean by that is don't do jobs I know are going to kill me. Those days are over. Sad to say, and I'm sad to say because it means I'm getting old. And none of us want to get old. It's not nice. It's it's really not nice to discover one's limitations, especially in a way that upsets like your way of life almost. I know I'm rambling on here, but I know some of you will get what I'm on about and some of you won't. That's fine. Always going to be the case. So I'm just putting some actually off camera there. I realised that whacking great screen. I'm off camera. Putting some lines on here. Going to do a roast today. So after this, I shall go in and start preparing it. Yes, we've got the stuff to make a roast, so we're going to have a roast. That will be nice. Yeah, really nice. Right, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. As I say, I'm not going to sweat the small stuff on these because they are board game pieces. Okay. I'll turn the camera that way slightly. Be more in my comfort zone, as it were. Yeah, it'll be good to see my friend tomorrow. Catch up, see what's been going on in his world. Hope it's all working out for him. I think he's landed on his feet anyway, which is good. At least somebody is it's good to know that somebody is doing well. It kind of makes sense. A load of stuff. A different reality, it would be me. Ah, my phone just dinged. We're at 21 minutes already. That's unbelievable. Yeah, so if you're new to these videos, this is kind of what it's like. I talk about stuff usually much lighter hearted than this, because I just wanted to mention about my brother, to get it off my chest, so to speak. I don't want to keep it bottled up because I don't think that's good for anyone. Actually, I'll do it. If there are any more browns anyway. No, I think I'm done with that. I'll do a light grey. I just wanted to tell someone. You guys are there at the other end of the receiving end of this camera once it gets uploaded, so I know you'll be there. Better finish this coffee before it goes stone cold. Yeah, I think I'll finish the majority of these figures today, which is good, because I know I'm going to get on my bench once this is done. Well, I know what I want to get on my bench. Whether I'll be able to or not is another matter. Let me explain. Hang on. I've got to drink this because it's cold. I'll just find some grey a minute. I'll use this grey here. I want to get my Ford truck on the bench because I can't just leave it lying around there. It irks me when I see it. Whether I can find all the pieces and the instructions. I think I know where the instructions are. I'll find all the pieces and the rest of the sprues, and that's another matter, which is why, hence, you know, if I'm able. Sorry about that, just had to finish my stone cold coffee. Right, let's get some grey on this darker jacket, shall we? seeker zombies. Actually, I better just make sure there's no problems. Huh, dear. My wife's in a boring meeting. Or she's due to go into one. Send her a funny face. There we go. Alright, so let's get these. Weather's weird today, I tell you. I woke up at 4. It seemed pretty normal. I know it's like the middle of the night, right? But stay with me. When I got to work, well, it was a bit rainy on the way. When I got to work, there was some massive hail, really loud on the roof. And people that were coming in were saying it was sleeting where they were. I guess they might live out maybe closer to our moorland, which does get snow and things like that in the winter. Then this afternoon, after I had a sleep, bright sunshine. Yeah, crazy. Crazy. Yeah, so, let me know what you're working on. I always need to say that. Well, I like to say that to remind you. Let me know what it is you are working on. The more hobby I can consume, the better. You never have enough hobby in one's life. That's what I think, anyway. Yeah, that'll do for that. And I'm just going to leave that one as is. And that one, I think. Well, I might actually do that one. No, nope, done. So, yeah, that's right. I'm going to go through, do some blood on them. So, back to the blood brush. Right. Oh dear. Yeah, so he got blood on his back, he got blood on his front, bit of blood running down there. Okay. Better put my brown away. Try and maintain a clean workbench. That's a laugh. Doing these ones with the coats first, it would seem. They remind me of vampires, these dudes. Yeah. I guess it's the long cloaks and glasses, dark glasses, that do it. Yeah. Yeah, I want them to be quite menacing. It's quite nice doing the blood effects on zombies. Not that many poses to them, but let's change it up. Him. Yeah, so once these are done, I can get my other model on the bench. I could start thinking about doing a game and trying out the new rules. Which would be nice. Yeah. Dum dum dum. Him. You can stop it like that. It can be quite covered in blood. I like that. That's good. Like he's been sticking his head in a corpse. He can be the same. God, blood all over you, mate. Yeah, that's some gory stuff going on there. Blood for the Blood God. It's a great paint, isn't it? Blood for the Blood God. Love it. Right. I think it's now time I conceal these dudes. Yeah, I think so. Got some matte acrylic varnish here. I'll use my Data Rani. Yeah, Data Rani brush. It doesn't need to be brilliant. The brush, that is. So this is how I seal in the miniatures. Now, obviously, because these are board game miniatures, they're going to get a lot of usage. Fingering, picking up the pieces and whatever else. So gotta be sealed. And this is how I do it. I like to do it by hand. I had a nasty experience once with spray varnishing miniatures. You know, when that went frosty. You might look at this and go, oh look, it's all white. That disappears with the brush. There's no accelerant spray. It just on. Plus, you can maneuver it around, make sure it doesn't glob up in places and cause that frosting. I have 2 miniatures on the go, so I have one that you're doing. So once you've done it, you need to mop it up. Not so worried about the base. Slather as much as you like on the base. The only one really you got to watch is the faces. I might go back over these later on with some gloss varnish, just to blob on the blood areas, shiny blood. So the blood for the Blood God is shiny. You know, you're taking, putting matte acrylic on it, you're going to dull it down somewhat. So I don't want the blood dull. Like the miniatures to be dull. You know, matte. But not the blood. So it looks more, I don't know, realistic then. Really nice to paint these miniatures. They come together quite nicely, Zombicide figures. I find, anyway. I do enjoy the process. It's like my Mansions of Madness models, if you remember. They came together quite nicely, didn't they? They were good. I enjoyed those. Yeah, I feel you know, lighter already, having just spoken to you. Make me feel better. So that's good. So my first 2 models finished of 2020, those were. So Mr. Mifos, when I get these done, they will be, it's going to be a nice high model count, which will, you know, really boost my number for the year. But the Ford truck will significantly slow my progress down, because I don't know anything about painting vehicles, of model kits of that nature. So it's going to be interesting. I'll apply my limited knowledge to to it. See where I go from there. Gotta get the thing built first. Yeah, Zombivores. I don't use Zombivores much. I prefer games, if I'm honest, of Zombicide. I prefer games where once you die, you die. Because it's more of a... I don't know. It creates more of a tense atmosphere. You know, rather than, wow, I'll get killed, I'll come back as a Zombivore and I'll be more powerful. True, although by that time your situation that you're in is much more dire. I'm not keen on it. I mean, I have done it. I do it, but you know, there are times when we've played games and just like, now should we just say, well, when you're dead, you're dead, and I'm cool with that. Yes, absolutely. Survivors done. That's 4 down. Several to go. 4 down, several to go. Oh, just had a stunning idea about a new camera angle. Next on the bench, might be employing a different camera angle. Or because this camera angle is okay, it's good you can see the models here like this, and that's great. Not that it's about that, because it's not a tutorial or anything, but you know, I like to see the models when doing a paint along. See what's going on. That's tickling this model all over with the varnish here, right? But a lot of the time my hand gets in the way, like here. Like if I'm painting and like there, my hand's in the way. Really. Over the years I've experimented with different camera angles. This is like kind of at the side, hitting it that way, but if it was coming down from up above, maybe a bit more. And I've got a tripod which might be able to assist with that. So that's just a little tripod, but I can raise the camera a little bit more on that. I don't know why I never thought of it. Just thought of it then. Yeah. So we'll have a go, see how that comes out next week. If not, I've always got this camera angle to come back to, like my old faithful. This is my old faithful. I'm almost afraid to go in the house and see if there's any messages on the landline. Does that sound crazy? No, I know I've got to find out what's going on, but just a few more minutes of ignorant bliss. I'll allow myself that. I've got stuff to be doing anyway. Doesn't feel right I should hobby all afternoon. It is slower doing it by hand, but it's more rewarding ultimately, especially when they're dry. You don't, like I say, you don't get that frosting effect. That said, I've never had the frosting effect with this Vallejo varnish when I've put it through an airbrush either, but I don't know, there's something about doing it by hand. It's like a final, yeah, this is my model, I painted it, It looks good. I'm quite excited to see what these companions are going to be like in game. I think it'll be quite neat. Almost be like finding another character, but not quite as good. Bit like with the but not the zombie dogs, with the dog companions. It's always good to get a dog companion. It's so much more versatile. You can do so much more. We're at 45 minutes. I think I'll turn the heating off for the last 15 because I'm tight like that. No, I gotta save money where I can. At the moment I'm lucky. I've got a nice paint selection, an array of paints and things I can use and call upon. But when they start running out, I'm going to have to look for cheaper alternatives, and there are cheaper alternatives out there. Like those artists ones, I mean, you know, they're not the same pigmentation and viscosity consistent, but you know, you can make it work, can't you? And if need be, you can always transfer the tubes to squeezy bottles, I suppose. That might be an option, but we'll see anyway. You know, nothing. I'm not running out of anything just yet, so that's good. Do you know what I mean, though? I've got some of them, like this pink, for instance. Instead of buying like Citadel pinks or whatever, just get something like this. And there's no reason you can't do good paint jobs with this kind of artist's acrylic paint onto models. No reason whatsoever. Yes, like the Citadel ones and the Vallejo ones, and that they are made for models. It's true, but you know, I'm sure I can make it work. I reckon I can. I'm starting to think about a roast dinner now. Keep busy is the key to a lot of problems in life. Keep busy, and you don't spend too much time worrying about it then, because worrying isn't going to change a damn thing. You can worry as much as you like, it's not going to change anything. Just this is what I mean, just mop up the excess of varnish. You do that, which is particularly good for faces and things. Do 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 do. Yeah. Right. They're done. Now I'm going to varnish my zombies. Because I think the paint, I think the blood paints will be dry enough. It doesn't matter, these look gory, you know, it's... There is an alternative you can get. You can get this polyurethane matte varnish, which goes on a bit easier than this stuff. I think this stuff's a bit more it's a bit more sturdy for things like board game piece and things like that. This one's missing a hand. He just lost it. Lost it to another zombie, I don't know. No, he got it chopped off by one of the survivors with the axe. Make up any kind of narrative you want, can't you? I like to do that. This is what goes through my head when I'm painting models, you know. I think, he could have been this, he could have done that, this could have happened to him, he could have come from there. You know, even the zombies. So it's not over yet, I've got to do the gloss. Once this is dried. So they will be finished today, but just not ready to go. I won't be taking them off the handheld lids. That's what I mean. I've got the Walking Dead game as well, which is quite good. I don't enjoy it as much as Zombicide, but it's a good game. It's a good zombie game. It is. Always use those. Always. I am planning in the future, maybe not this year, but creating my own models for Zombicide and rules for them, drawing up, you know, cards, different cards, individual cards for them and so on. I think I can do that. Oh, it is getting chilly though, with that heater on. Alright, I concede. I'll flick it back on just for a moment. If there's one thing I cannot stand, it's being cold. My dad always said, never be cold, you know. Give up lots of things, but don't give up your heat. Cold is the biggest killer of older people in the UK. And it's because they can't afford their heating bills. That, and they're more susceptible to cold as well. I always ask my mum when I find her, you know, you warm enough? Make sure you got the heat in there. Don't worry about the cost of it. Just stay warm. I don't know. Oop. I don't know how long these will take to dry. Summer is good. Models don't take long at all to dry, and you have to use a lot more drying retarder in between. I'd maybe even break out the wet palette, and if you have a good summer, I call it a wet palette summer. You know, it's some of these zombies with the blood all over them. They're going to be like quite heavily, probably glossed on the top bits. And that's cool. Dear. One day when we move, mini Warzone will have to move with it, with everything. I wonder what will. I've got an idea for how to deck out mini Warzone if ended up having to move house or moving house. And what would be ideal for it would be like a basement type of thing, and deck it out with some old kitchen units to keep your stuff in. It'd be out of place. It would look tidy always then. So that's the biggest killer of motivation, I think, is as a messy hobby area. I might do a video on that at some point. Let's put a little blob of this in. Oh dear. Oh, I found it today, and Nicholas Parsons died. I said I didn't even know he was still alive. He was 96. It's a good innings, isn't it? Not bad at all. 96, yeah. He hosted Sale of the Century. I remember when I was a kid, my mum used to love that programme. Yeah, these zombies are dull on purpose. Not very colourful. Cool mini or not? Yes, it's cool mini, alright. Got some YouTube videos to catch up on as well to watch, which I'm looking forward to doing. Yeah, so my job, got about another 3 months at least. So at least that's something. You know, I'm safe for another 3 months, which is well, it's kind of initially taken on for 3 months, so you know, I'm cool with that. Gives me some more breathing space. Still looking for another job though, because if I get a decent permanent position somewhere, then obviously I will take that. It makes sense. I'm just thinking. A thought went through my mind then. One of the buildings in this facility's job I've applied for is a building in Plymouth called the Guild Hall. It's quite a historic building, actually. I wonder if I, combine making videos in a place like that with working. That would be cool. That would be very, very cool. Yeah, easy. We've gone over the hour now, so it's just down to these last miniatures. Then I'm calling it, because I like these videos to be about an hour. I know, YouTube got this thing about, how long should your videos be and that. And really, like they say, don't make them longer thinking it's going to help you. It probably won't. But these videos are intended to be long. Now, I myself prefer longer videos because I don't like to keep messing about, clicking and finding other videos. I just like to put one on and that's it. Job done for a while. And if it's an hour, then that saves me messing about with my phone or my laptop or whatever for an hour. And I can concentrate on hobbying or whatever else I'm doing. That's what I like. Right. 4 left, guys. 4 left. Boom. Yeah, this will be good. I think the timing will be just right. I go in, start getting things ready for the roast. I like making a roast dinner. Do you? Anybody else like making roast dinners? That as a meal, I think they're one of the easier ones to make. But I like sorting out all the different veg and preparing it all. I do enjoy it. It's definitely my favourite meal is a roast. It was a good idea, putting loads of blood on some of the zombies and none on others. No, I'm glad I did that. 2 more, come on. It's easy peasy to put any excess varnish back into the pot when you're done. I don't know if I'll have any. I might do. Have a bit. see, it goes on like that, and it ends up, this one drying quite well, like that, dries completely clear, absolutely brilliant. I painted quite a few zombies for Walking Dead, so yeah, I could incorporate those. Give a cool new rule, homebrew. That'd be so cool. What I'd like, I think more than anything, is the custom tiles for the board itself. If I could change anything about Zombicide, it would be the tiles. Yeah, quite a bit left over. That's okay though. I'll show you what I do. So I've got that much left. I'll just take my bottle, unscrew the lid, and then I just scoop it up and put it back in like so. If you've got a lot, you can sometimes drag it down, it will just drip in, but yeah, I like to scoop it up because the brush absorbs the varnish like a sponge, and you can just pop it back in like so. So you don't really waste much at all. Yeah. And that is that. So that brings me to the end of this video. I'm going to take my glasses off. Oh, better. I'm going to zoom out. Then I'm going to turn the camera around, change the focus setting. Let's put it on auto for the outro. So thank you ever so much for joining me on this On The Bench. It's been positive, you know. I had to get some of that off my chest, you know, a little worry there, a large worry actually. Fingers crossed, hope he's alright. I'm going to go inside, start preparing the roast, see if there's any messages, any updates, and see how he is. Can't phone him because he's in London hospital, or a hospital in London, Paddington, I think. Yeah, I think it's Paddington. So, yeah, so, odd one, yeah, I grant you it's odd. Oh, my camera's on a magic arm, you see, and I'm just manoeuvring it around. Didn't do much painting today, but I did a lot of varnishing. Mostly it was blood for the blood god and a couple of highlights. Really, really minimal stuff. Although that said, I did progress. So I've only got 4 miniatures that need to be finished painting, and that's good. Yeah, that's it really. Let me know what you're working on. Put your comments down below. Please like, share, subscribe, and you know, join me on the next one. Remember, all brushes lead to war. Bye for now. Bye bye.